In today's video, we're going to be discussing how travel benefits me as a blind person. Let's go enjoy the sunset here in Aruba and we'll discuss it. Hey, it's Matt. Welcome back to the channel, Blind to Billionaire. It's great to see you again. I'm here with Corey, and today we're going to be talking about how I benefit from travel as a blind person. So it's December 12th. We're here on the beach in Aruba, and we're actually just getting ready for the sunset. So it'll be setting here in about 10 or 15 minutes. So we're actually going to be flipping the camera around and showing you the sunset so you can actually enjoy that too. And then we'll just talk through the topic today. So like I said, I have Corey here with me. She's behind the camera, so she's going to be responsible for that. And then she'll be helping make some input into the video as well. So yeah, hang out with us and enjoy the video as we discuss it here on the beach in Aruba. In my opinion, there's really no better place to be discussing something like this. This place is awesome. We love it here. So I just want to point out before we start, I just want to apologize in advance for any wind noise. It actually is relatively windy here on the island of Aruba. We're doing as much as we can to mitigate the noise, the wind noise in the microphone. But again, if there's any bursts of wind, we apologize in advance. So back to the topic, how I benefit from travel as a blind person. So I would say one of the biggest benefits for traveling as a blind person is getting out of the regular routine that we have at home and getting into an environment that allows me to socialize with other people. So when we're traveling, we meet a lot of people. When we're at the resorts that we stay at, or on the beach, or on the bus, waiting at a bus stop, or maybe at a restaurant, or any place you can possibly think of, we're always running into people, meeting different people, and just getting to know them and just socializing. For someone who's blind and who lives somewhat of a secluded lifestyle at home, socializing is incredibly important for me. So I've mentioned this in some of my other videos. When I'm at home, going to the gym is very important to me, not only for the aspect of working out, but also the social aspect when we go to the gym. So traveling, it's like going to the gym, well, on steroids. I mean, this sounds kind of ridiculous, but we do so much socializing with other people while we're traveling. It's really important for me, and it's just really great to be able to communicate and interact with other people like that. So I'm going to see if Corey has any input on that.
Yeah, I agree. I think whether you're sighted or blind, I think that one aspect of travel is socializing. But, another thing to point out in terms of socializing is even for Matt and I, just to have time for us to socialize with each other. Mm-hmm. We have busy lives when we're at home. I work long days and we're both busy doing our own thing. And so even if you're not into meeting new people, just being with the people that you care about the most and getting that hours and hours a day to kind of do that, I think that there's a lot of value in that. So I think that that's worth pointing out.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I don't know. We met some people last night. Another really cool thing about meeting all these people, our favorite place to travel is the Caribbean. So all these little islands in the Caribbean. And a lot of what we find, all these different islands when we're on these vacations, is we meet so many different people from so many different places. We've met people last night we met some people from Canada. We meet people from all over the United States, from South America, from Europe. One of the last trips we were on, we met some really cool people, really nice people from Germany, and we connected with them, and it's just so much fun to not only immerse ourselves in the culture of the island that we're visiting, but also become friends with some of these people from various countries that we meet while on vacation and getting to know their culture. So it's like getting to know a culture within a culture at the same time. Do you agree with that?
I do.
So it's really fun to interact with all these different people.
Yeah, it definitely expands our horizon, I feel.
Mm-hmm. So in your opinion, Corey, what do you think is the greatest benefit to me as you see me here on vacation, just observing me? What would you say is possibly the greatest benefit to me? Maybe something that I haven't even noticed yet.
Actually, something that I've noticed really specifically is that you're kind of forced into different interactions with people. So in our regular daily life, you can kind of get by with just being with people who know your situation, who know about your low vision, who understand your blindness. But here you have to explain it to more people, and more people are exposed to you as somebody who's kind of different than them, which I think is really cool. I think it's really, really cool to step out for people who are sighted or aren't in your situation, to have to get out of their initial normal comfort zone and like learn about another person's situation. So kind of like we like learning about other cultures. I think Matt and other low vision people or people with any kind of disability or situation, anyone who's not maybe a cookie cutter, maybe I shouldn't even say that, but I think like in terms of Matt's low vision, I think it's really, really cool how he can provide other people opportunities to learn about low vision and to go outside of their comfort zone. I feel like we were at the grocery store last night and somebody Matt needed to sign a piece of paper and I was just going to sign for him, and then I said, oh, he has trouble signing because he's blind, and then Matt signed anyway. It's no big deal because he can definitely sign stuff. But it was cute kind of because she, was kind of feeling awkward.
She actually said, after we walked away, we discussed it, but she said, oh, I'm sorry, I was feeling emotional. And we wanted to ask a local person here because where we live in Minnesota, the United States, if someone says I'm feeling emotional, typically that would feel like, you'd probably say that if you were expressing like, oh, I was feeling sad or I was about to cry or something like that. But we wanted to ask one of the local people here because maybe in Aruba here, it actually means something more like I was
embarrassed,
yeah,
awkward.
Yep.
Either way, it was really cute.
It was really nice
really,
of her.
really sweet.
Yeah.
But I think one of the benefits of Matt getting out and traveling is for other people to have to be better people.
Exactly. And we actually discussed this in one of our videos, one of our live streams, I don't know, a week or two ago. We discussed the 3 benefits that blind people bring to the world. And one of the benefits that we talked about was exposing other people to vision loss and just kind of widening their vision or like their view on the world. So for example, here, I don't know if Corey's ever seen a visually impaired person on the beach, but so for example, yesterday when we arrived at the beach, I was wearing my Blind to Billionaire t-shirt, and as we walked up, Corey and I were holding hands and we were walking up to the hut where we talk to the guys where we rent our palapa, and the guy said, oh, Blind to Billionaire. He read my shirt and then he knew the situation. And actually about a minute before that, we got off the bus and there was a guy standing just off, we got off the bus and literally like 5 steps off the bus, he approached us and said like, oh, you guys want a chair and whatever? And he shook Corey's hand and then he held his hand out to shake mine. Well, I didn't see his hand. He saw my shirt and knew right away, and then he kind of like reached out to grab my hand and he apologized, and we didn't want to make him feel bad, but what was really cool about the shirt, the Blind to Billionaire t-shirt, is when he saw that, he understood, and then he took the necessary actions that were needed at the time to interact with me, which was shaking my hand, which was what we were doing.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, so again, we were exposing people to an affliction that they probably don't experience very often at all, blind or visually impaired people, and it's widening their kind of view on the world, and it's giving them, what would you say?
It's basically like expanding everyone's worldview.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I think is really cool.
Perfect. Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to say.
So another thing is it brings Matt out of his normal environment and breaks up our routine.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So actually, we're just going to take a real quick break, and I'll ask Corey to dictate here to you what she's seeing as far as the sunset.
I'll tell you about the sunset. So right now, the sun is sitting just like 3/4 above the ocean. I wish that the picture was a little cooler because there's only, actually, if I kind of am zooming in on a sort of romantic couple, but you can just pretend it's me and Matt, I don't know, and then some kids and a dad. But it's really cool. The sun is orange and it is about halfway under the ocean. Mm-hmm. This is so beautiful. We typically actually don't travel in, it just happens that we're usually not east facing. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
West.
Sorry, that we're usually not west facing, so we don't usually get to watch the sunrise. So it's pretty cool. Sunset, yeah. We get to watch the sunrise, so this is pretty cool. This
is cool, yeah. Most of the destinations that we visit face east, so we like to wake up early and watch the sunrise, but this is actually the first that we've actually been on a beach vacation and get to watch the sun set. So it's really cool. We just love sitting out here, just relaxing, where there's like very few people on the beach right now. We're just hanging out on our chairs. The weather is amazing right now. Mm-hmm. probably upper 70s, I would guess.
Yeah, it'd be actually really cool if those people got engaged because we could film it for them.
We
but
could.
I don't know if they will, but it would be so cool. So, okay, we're creeping, but it's the shadows, so I don't feel
Yep.
bad. Now the sun's almost under, and so once it goes under, I'm actually going to face it back to us. So let's talk quick about getting out of your normal routine and getting out of your environment.
So, yep, that's a really great point. So at home, and I think this goes for anybody, whether you're visually impaired or you're sighted, I don't think it matters. But I think at home, most people live a pretty routine
Existence. We really live in like a pretty
just kind of like the same
uninterrupted
old routine. You know, we Monday through Friday, we wake up, we go and do whatever we do that day. In the evening, we eat dinner at the same time, we do the same activity, and then we go to bed. I would say for most people, they live kind of the same life just about every day, right? Weekends are maybe a little bit different. The cool thing about traveling and how I benefit so much from it too is it breaks that pattern. Going to travel, our pattern is very different. We wake up, well, we also wake up early, but our days consist of many different activities versus at home, we wake up, Corey goes to work. If I have a job that day, I go and do that. We come back. We have the same pretty much nightly routine. We eat around the same time. We go to the gym, we go back home, and we work on a few things at home, then go to bed. And here, while we're traveling, we wake up early. We enjoy sitting on our balcony eating breakfast. We get ready. We head out to the beach, and we do a variety of activities at the beach. Once it's dark, we kind of go and just do some activities. Like the last few evenings, we've walked over to the grocery store, and we eat dinner there at a little cafe inside the grocery store. Maybe get a few items at the grocery store. Maybe walk around in town a little bit, act around or interact with a few people. And then maybe go back to the resort and just get ready and maybe walk around and find something different. So yesterday we actually walked over to a resort next door and just kind of walked around their property inside, checked it out. We actually walked around the casino a little bit. So it's just so different. It's introducing us to so many different activities, different places, and we're exploring just new places and just new experiences. So for me, that's really important because I feel like I live just such a kind of I don't want to use the word boring, but at the same time, I do want to use that word.
There's a lot of monotony.
Yeah.
In everyone's routine.
Yep. And so I would say the interaction and the adventure that accompanies traveling is very important. Any input?
I agree. I think it's also really nice just, as a blind person, it's not just that you are like doing a different team, but it's also you're in a different place. That you're feeling the sand underneath your feet, the sun on your face, all of that. So I think that's also cool. Like wherever you go, the world around you is different, and you can tell.
Yeah. All right. So we're back now, and the sun is officially set. It's below the ocean. So we decided just to flip the camera around and have it on us now for the last couple minutes here. But just a little while ago, maybe a half hour ago or so, we decided, hey, we just want to lay in the sand. So we just walked out and we just laid right there in the sand. We actually both fell asleep for about 20 minutes. And it's just so nice to be able to just lay there in the sand. And me, when I lay there, I just like to play with it and just feel the sand sifting through my fingers and just have that tactile feeling in my hands. Don't you think?
Absolutely. I do that too. We both are big sand people, and so it's just like you don't forget, like you have like motor memory of what sand feels like after you touch it and you play with it for a week.
Yeah.
Like when you're at home, you can like feel that feeling and you like remember it, and like the sound of the ocean and all of that, you take it back with you, and it's really special that way. So
yeah, so to wrap this up, I would say that traveling is a very important part of our lives. Me especially, I know it's very important to Corey, but for me too, I know that it's just very important to travel, get that exposure, go on little adventures, break the pattern back at home, and get all of the social interaction that I don't get at home to get here while we're traveling, just to meet so many different people, interact with so many different cultures, and just really expand in so many different ways on all these vacations. It's really healthy for me. I know that. I just feel like I'm growing so much by all these vacations that we've been going on.
The other really valuable part about traveling I think for Matt and for really most people is that it gives us something to look forward to. So you enjoy your vacation before you go because you're planning it, you're talking about it, you're looking forward to something, you have something on the horizon that's like really fun to think about. And then you take the vacation and it's really fun because you're on vacation. And then you have time after the vacation to enjoy it again, telling people about it or just like reliving it in your head. We discuss what we enjoyed. So I feel like that's another thing as somebody with low vision or not low vision, but it gives you something to look forward to. And we've talked about that in previous videos too, about like one of the values or, something that I think we discussed was just that having a purpose is really, really, or having something to look forward to is really valuable.
Exactly. Yeah. So having a purpose, identifying your hobbies or your passions in life and pursuing them, and just always having something to look forward to. And if what you have what it is that you're looking forward to is in alignment with your passions or your interests in life, you're going to absolutely love what you're doing. So for us, we look forward to the vacations and we're passionate about the vacations, so it's like a double whammy kind of thing where it's like it's so important then. It just makes it so much fun.
And for us, because we both really enjoy travel, I think it kind of brings us together too. I mean, that's one of like our things is travel, so it helps like our relationship in a lot of ways too. So
Definitely.
Cool.
So those are some of the thoughts on how we feel like benefit travels me as a blind person. So thanks for joining us here in Aruba to watch the sunset over the Caribbean Sea. We're just north of South America, just a little bit, about 30 miles north of Venezuela. So way down here, the weather's beautiful. If you ever have the opportunity to visit the island of Aruba, highly recommend it. We're here on Eagle Beach. It's actually ranked one of the most beautiful beaches in the world, and I don't know what it looks like, but I can tell you from what I feel and what I experience here, it's amazing. I love it. Probably one of my favorite places I've ever been.
Yeah, me too. And the people have been so nice.
Here.
The people who work here are unbelievable.
Everywhere on the
crazy.
island. Not just work here, but everybody in Aruba here, they're so incredibly nice. It's like, it's almost weird how nice they are.
Yeah, every grocery store worker, every bus driver.
Really cool
every
people.
Every person who works at the hotel, the towel guy, like our hut people. I mean, they're all so great. It's so fun.
Yeah. One little side note too, this morning we went snorkeling and Corey saw her first starfish. She's got 5 of them, starfish.
Yeah,
so she's pretty cool.
I saw 5 starfish. They were like as big as our heads.
Like this big.
Like that big. And
I didn't see them.
They're like maybe like 2 or 3 inches tall. And mostly they were orange, but one was yellow. And I was like, I didn't even know they came in yellow. It was so cool. So snorkeling was pretty awesome. Also, a friendly tip if you snorkel and you have vision or you don't, but you want to have more clear goggles, use a little dish soap on your goggles, it doesn't fog as much. Somebody helped us out today. I was like couldn't see anything because of the super bad fog. And then this guy like put some dish soap on my goggles, and it was like a miracle. It was so cool. So
one real quick tip to add on to this video. One other really cool thing about traveling to these types of destinations is going snorkeling. So I would say I've gone snorkeling when I was younger, when my vision was a lot better. So I know what snorkeling is like and what it looks like down there. It looks so cool. But unfortunately, I can't see what's going on down underneath the water anymore. So I still go snorkeling, but I do it more just to be with Corey. So when I'm snorkeling, I don't see anything. I just swim around and I'm just present. But what's really cool, I don't think you're supposed to do this necessarily, but we bring a little bit of bread with us to feed the fish. And what's really cool with me, I love doing this, is I bring some bread and I hold out in front of me, and the fish come up and they just start attacking the bread and eating it. So even though I can't see the fish are coming up and eating the bread right out of my hand, and then I get to touch the fish a little bit too. So it's really cool for me to interact and be able to touch the fish like that, and it's just really fun. That's how I get to snorkel and enjoy the experience. Whereas Corey's can actually see the fish and enjoy everything she's seeing underwater, I actually get to touch and feel the fish a little bit when they're eating my bread. So I don't know. It's just an extra little point. I don't think you're really supposed to feed the fish, but
I
we
don't
just give them a
know.
little tiny. I mean, we bring like a half a slice of bread and just disperse it a little bit, and the fish, it's just kind of fun.
It's
But
really fun. I think
Yeah.
everybody does it. I don't know
Yeah.
what the rules are everywhere we go, but I feel like we learned about feeding fish from other people. So
Yeah.
if we're not supposed to,
yeah. Anyway,
well, I don't
So
know. Well,
anyway.
it's a way that you can experience snorkeling if you're low vision.
exactly. It's
Which is
exactly.
so
It's a great
cool.
way you can explore snorkeling, like Corey said, if you're low vision. So, but anyway, thanks again for joining us on another day, another beautiful day here in Aruba, watching the sunset, and joining us on these few benefits that we have for you, and how you can benefit from traveling as a blind person. So, if you're new to the channel, it's always really important. It means so much to us if you subscribe. We love connecting with all of our subscribers and friends here on YouTube. It just means so much to us. We love hearing your story and getting to know more about you. Otherwise, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to stick them down below, and we always do answer all of them as quickly as we can. Sometimes it takes a couple days. But anyway, thanks again for watching this video. We'll probably see you tomorrow, and probably another video here from Aruba. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you soon.
Thanks. Bye.